All right, so today, starting a new little chapter, we're going to focus on passing, and then every time we learn a pass, then we'll focus on shutting down that pass. So it's going to be passing and guard retention, but we got to start somewhere, so we'll start with the pass. And I'm going to go on a little bit of a spiel here. So with passing, there's two main ways of passing. It's like speed passing and pressure passing. So bear with me, because if you come tomorrow, you'll have to hear some of this again. But so speed passing is like what everyone is like naturally inclined to try to do when they start. And speed passing is like real quick connections and then moving to the side, using a lot of speed, obviously. So pressure passing is the other style, which is a lot slower and grindier and like using pressure slowly, and exhausting their muscles to get the pass. So with that being said, everyone can pressure pass. Not everyone can speed pass. Speed pass is more about athleticism and like agility. Smaller people are going to be better at this. And the cardio to move lots of fast, explosive movements all the time, which gets your heart rate up. And so the bigger you are, the harder your heart is literally going to have to work doing like that. But pressure passing is more like isometric. So you get strong grips, you get to your spot, and you just put the pressure on and you cook them. We call it cooking in jiu-jitsu. So pressure passing is, like, I say this all the time when I teach pressure stuff, is it's literally better to go slower. It's not the same. It's definitely not worse, but it's not even the same as going fast. It's actually better to go slower. So you put the pressure on them, and all pressure passing is applying your strength, your weight in a specific way. The best way I can say is like angles, like applying pressure with like the right angle to the right spot at the right time. So you don't have to be big to do pressure. Obviously, if you're bigger, it's just going to be a little naturally heavier because you're bigger. But it's way more about the technique behind the pressure passing. And with all that said, I'm pushing all my competitors way more to pressure passing, even small people like Abby. I promise you, if I put you down in a spot and I put Abby in a great pressure passing spot, even myself, she's going to pass everyone in here, even though she's really small, because she has good technique. So I want to focus, no matter what your size or strength is, I want to focus on pressure passing for a while. I want JJI to be known for that. So the thing with pressure passing is, again, it's like I said, slow. So we get to our spot and then we cook. And then with speed passing, I think everyone knows, like, there's lots of connections. So let's say I do like a leg drag, and then she does a counter here, and I catch this, and then I dive under here, and then maybe she throws her leg back over, and I got to do it again here. And I'm still, the whole time I'm working to work up her body to pass her guard, but with speed. It's the same thing with pressure passing. So I start here, maybe here with a lot of pressure, and then she goes to counter, and then she gives me this deep underhook right here, and I work my way up, and then I use my double unders, and I pass her guard right here. So it's all the same thing. You're just connecting pressure passing. You get to move a lot slower with pressure passing, so you get more time to think. And I think it's a lot easier. Maybe there's a small population of people that they just have super good, insane cardio for like quick moving. But I think most people, you'll be able to hold a strong grip way longer than you can jump around side to side. Does that make sense? Like a strong grip is a lot easier to build up that type of cardio. So we're going to focus on this for a while. And while you're holding like a strong grip and they're trying to figure out a way out, you have more time to like think in your head like, oh, they're doing this counter, well, keep holding. You're thinking about it, and then you figure it out, and then boom, you go to the next step. Does that make sense? So I want to focus on this for a little while. And I do believe personally, like in jiu-jitsu, everything is like waves, the tempo of jiu-jitsu. And we've been on speed passing in the world of jiu-jitsu for a while now, and I think it's starting to come back around to the pressure pass. And it's also like considered like old school or timeless. It's not so much old school anymore because there's a whole bunch of new technique with the pressure passing. But does all that make sense? Hopefully I can get you guys on the same page with me and get people. I mean, you're going to be forced to drill it every day anyway, so I think it'll stick, but that's the point. I'm going to use Cameron. So we're going to start with the pressure pass, and we're going to do this for a few days, and once everyone has it down, then I'll teach you guys how to like counter this stuff. So I'm going to start with the one I just kind of demoed right there, just the over-under pass. If you know this, like, trust me, you can still get better at it, so don't worry about that. But the pressure pass, or the over-under pass, So any way I can force him into a half guard, we've done this before, just finding a way to get to a half guard. I just want to pinch my knees above his knee right here. This is basically the starting point right here. So we'll go over a little more scenarios on how to get there later, but just the actual techniques. So over his leg, under his leg, over, under. So I come here, the overhook, I get my shoulder. Someone want to hold this? All right, so here, I drop my shoulder, and I want to look towards his feet. I overhook here, just like a C grip. Obviously, we can't grab the material. So I pinch my knees here, and then look, I'm going to come up off my knees. So now I'm creating a lot of pressure because I'm on my toes, and my shoulder's driving into him. And then I'm going to start to tiptoe so I can keep the pinch with my knees, but tiptoe towards his feet. I'm going to kick back, use my overhook to push his leg a little bit, and then drive my knee up like I'm shelving his legs here. And then I can bring my other knee in here, and I got him in like almost like a leg drag position right here. And then right here, stay here for a second, and then don't move up here yet. You have to clear this arm first. Get to the leg drag position here, then I can focus on moving to side control or whatever, however else I want to go from there. So forcing a half guard here, overhooking this leg, tiptoeing, focus on your base and pressure. Here, settle here. Look, when I do this, I lead with my elbow. Here, lock it down, start to move. After I move to the side, then I can focus on what I want to do with this arm, whether I go over or under that arm. Any questions?
Why that sequence? Why can't you do that arm first?
This arm first? So he asked why you have to do this arm first here. It's because if I'm here and I go to reach here, I can only go as long as my arms let me. Like this arm is literally holding me back right here if I get stuck right here. So I clear this first, hold him down, and now I can move freely. Nothing's holding me back. So from this angle, so here, boom, over, under, get my knees off the mat, tiptoe, here. Also, when you do this part, don't try to circle your foot like this. Just kick back and bring your knee in first. Shelve it. Elbow. Take the leg drag position. And then move to the side control. Or knee on belly, or take the back, whatever you want to do, if you know. Huh? It's one of those things like it feels cool, and people think that's like more correct, but I've just had way better success just clearing everything and then bring my knee back in like an X pass versus trying to circle there, and then maybe they get a little hook or something like that. I just think it's better to do it that way. Any other questions? All right, ready?